Sponsored by Kill Strike.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Rod and Crump Show. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm your host, Rod.
And we're here with a great friend of mine, a political figure from South Jersey, Republican Darwin Cooper. I'm assuming you're still Republican. I don't know if you're still Republican or not.
Still Republican.
All right.
So I still, go with the core conservative values. So still Republican.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna talk to Darwin about a whole host of political issues, some about his own political career, local politics in Jersey, which will be more my forte since me and Darwin live in South Jersey, and we're gonna talk about some national politics and some issues that are out there today, trans issues, abortion, Ukraine, also stuff like that. So I'm gonna let him go first, man. You can ask some questions.
All right, for sure. I appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you, Darwin, is how long ago did you start your political career and what got you interested in politics to start with?
Well, I always tell people I've been involved in politics since I was a little kid. People always it has to be something that was in the family for you to be heavily involved like that. Mm-hmm. And my family has always been involved, but sadly I was the black sheep. The majority of them were Democrats. And I started off working on Democrats. I didn't have no choice. Campaigns, envelopes, getting stamps, sending out mailers for those Democrat candidates. So I would say ever since I was about maybe 11 years old, and it fully got involved, with the Republican Party. I would say in 2018. I was that's how long I've been fully involved as a county committee person. I sit on the county committee for Cumberland GOP. I'm the Young Republicans chairman in this county. So all that fully started in 2019.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. So you're on the county chair. That's awesome. How did that start?
Young Republican county chairman. I also sit on our Vineland City zoning board, if you guys familiar with zoning board and zoning.
Yeah, a little bit.
Was appointed a couple months ago on Cumberland County planning board. So people always say, damn, you everywhere. But you do that, it's hard. As y'all know, being in the military, it's hard to hit a moving target.
Right.
Where and staying relevant is the key. Staying relevant, staying on top of all the current issues. But back to the Cumberland County Young Republicans, we had our prior chairman, Matt Johnson. I was the VP under him, vice president. He left to Virginia, and then, that spot opened up, and I've been trying my hardest with that organization to recruit millennials like ourselves into the GOP, because you guys know how hard it is. When you growing up, you hear Republican. Oh, hell no. Everybody hates you. The hell? How you a Republican?
Right.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Especially our age group, man, they look at you like you're an alien.
Oh, you're not lying. And hey, Darwin,
black Republican,
right?
You, Rod, if you're a minority Republican.
Yeah, I get it a lot when I tell people I'm a Republican. They're like, "Oh, but you're Mexican. How can you be a Republican? You're supposed to be for the poor man." And I'm just like, "What? What is this? Nah, dude. It doesn't work like that. Just because I got a different skin tone, I mean, I have to be a certain political party."
Well, what Biden says, if you don't vote for him, Darwin, we're not black.
Being black. And it's sad to have that mentality. And
it's
a perpetuating cycle. And that's a deadly mentality to have. Sean and Rod, and our, our culture, you grew up that in your head. Republicans are bad. Hell no. They for the rich. They this. And then when you get older and you're old enough to do your own research, you're like, you know what? I align these principles on the Republican side.
So
the other side is crazy.
So I had the similar story that you had, Darwin. When I grew up, I started getting into politics in 2000. All my family were Democrats. They all supported Al Gore. And for years after that, for about a good decade, I was a very loyal Democrat. When I was able to vote, first time I was able to vote was 2006. I voted Democrat down the board, and I did that for about a good 4 years. It's Democrat. And I would say around, I worked on the Obama campaign in Willingboro. for a little bit, helping people register to vote. I have a good story about that actually. And that was, I had this woman, she just immigrated to the United States. I remember I was at Pathmark with her son, and she didn't know where to go to vote. And she was like, I'm so glad that you're here, because I didn't know how to go about that. So even though she, I worked on the Obama campaign, she probably voted for Obama. I'm happy even today that I was able to do that for her. So there was some good that came out of me, came out of me being a young, progressive back then. But as you can see, that's probably the only bright spot that I can say of being a progressive back then. But I just grew up like you did. Family saying, "Oh, Republicans are they're not for, they're only for rich white people. They don't care about us," And eventually, around when Obama won, around the spring of 2009, I really started listening to Ron Paul more. And I remember in the debates in 2008, I would listen to the Democrat debates and the Republican debates. Ron Paul was actually talking about some things I actually agree with. Not intervening overseas, let the individual decide, give freedom to the the individual. And at that time, and I'm gonna let you interject pretty soon after this, but at that time, that's what most liberals back in the Bush era, we agree with that. We're anti-war, don't leave people alone, let people do what they want to do. And I just feel like today, like, they're not liberals anymore, they're leftists, which are two different things. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and.
Oh, you hit it on the nail, Sean. It's sad. Like I tell folks all the time, in the minority community, we have a lot of conservative values. It's the same as the GOP. When you sit down with Black, Spanish, any minority, we have a lot of the same dinner table issues. We family oriented. Religion is big. We like our freedom. We don't like nobody telling us anything. So, it's a lot of correlation between the two. But when I'm out and about, when I'm in the inner city, when I'm in the hood, I'm talking to my people and my folks, and when I'm relating to them, I educate them, and we sit down and we talk, and you say, you know what? Damn, the Republican Party ain't that bad. They kind of believe in the same thing. Straight marriage, man and a woman. Yeah, okay, working hard. It's a lot of correlation between the two.
Right, absolutely. So was there a figure that, like, for me, was Ron Paul? Was there a person for you on the Republican side when you were a Democrat that made you think, yeah, you know what? I agree with him. I like what he or she has to say.
Well, hold on. I wasn't never no damn Democrat.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Now you offended him.
I was, I never was. That's when people say, "Oh, you switch." I never switched.
Okay.
I've been Republican. I registered Republican. I always, 10 years old. You don't really don't have no choice. You don't know. But, right. Nobody made me switch. But believe it or not, I want to be, because people getting all this conspiracy stuff, and they say, "Oh, they globalists." You guys, I don't know y'all opinion on this, but George W. Bush was one of my favorite conservatives, favorite Republicans, presidents. And I know I'm not a big fan of war. I don't believe that we need to put our men and women in danger. We can't be the world's police. That's why I hope we don't get into this Ukraine crap, unless it's dire necessity.
Right.
But yeah, so that's who George W. Bush is one of the persons who really honed me down, and I'm like, you know what, the GOP is where I'm gonna be going.
Okay. So I think that's where probably me and you would disagree on, because I'm not a big Bush guy, and I feel like in 2024, if we nominate some, like an Asa Hutchinson, which you probably won't, or some establishment Republican, I don't know if I want to vote for them. Because in 2012, I didn't vote for Romney. I voted for Gary Johnson, independent. I just could not pull myself to vote for the neocons. And I think that's my issue with the Republican Party still, is that the neocons are still just the establishment, those Romney, I know McCain's not around anymore, but those McCain type, those Cheney type Republicans, they're still there waiting. I feel like they're waiting in the wings. And
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You can't have rhinos, Republican in name only.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of those. And I always say, they forget about the common folks. And that's why when Trump got on scene, look how that changed. And I love when Trump came because you got people like you, me, regular folks, people that you never thought would get in politics, running for office and winning these seats.
Mm-hmm.
Trump opened the doors to that. And sadly, we got some rhinos. I fight them on a local level, state level, as well. But I thank Trump for opening that door, and we have a lot of blue collar folks. I'm friends with so many people that I'm talking to running for school board seats, city council seats. Used to be freeholder here, commissioner, running for commissioners,
Right.
and that's a beautiful thing to see.
It is. It absolutely is. And like, talk about New Jersey. I think we would have won. I think we would have won. I think Jack would have won. I voted for him. I think Jack Chitterelli would have won if the establishment Republican Party wasn't around.
Mm-hmm.
The most, I feel like, yeah, he lost by what, 1 or 2 points, but I just feel like the establishment Republican Party, the Republican Party in Jersey did not appeal to enough of those anti-establishment Trump voters. Yeah, they turned out big in South Jersey. North Jersey is the reason why, Murphy won a second term. A lot of Republicans in South Jersey came out, but I feel like more would have if the Republican Party wasn't still looked at as that establishment type party in New Jersey. What do you think about that?
You got a point. Murphy, it should have been so easy to beat Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much low-hanging fruit. It was right after COVID. He killed grandparents in a nursing home. He shut down the state. Businesses that have been open for years had to close for forever. He had so much blood on his hands, and we lost. And it's it's the state GOP fault. Jack also doing a wonderful job now campaigning, but he also missed a lot of opportunities, Jack, in the GOP, for what you just mentioned, gone into those basically grassroots organizations, grassroots voters, those grassroots folks. And now, he's going to those, people who are more far right. You got to include them because a lot of them stayed home. That's why Jack lost. A lot of the grassroots people didn't come out and didn't want to support. You supported them. You probably was a little hard to hit that lever, but you did it. And you can't have folks not coming out. We didn't. Even the far right, they didn't come out.
Right.
When we went to bed and woke up that next morning, Jack lost and Murphy went ahead and eventually pulled it away.
Right. And I just feel like, and Rod, I'm gonna let you interject pretty soon, but I just feel like the Republican Party, not just in New Jersey, but we're focused on Jersey, but I think nationally needs to adopt this. We need to have a stark difference, especially in New Jersey, a stark difference between the Democratic Party. I think one thing I think would be a winner is that the Republican Party of New Jersey would adopt that we want to abolish the state income tax in New Jersey. A lot of people don't know the history why we have a state income tax in New Jersey. It's because property taxes back in the early 70s. This shows you how long this has been a problem in New Jersey, property taxes. But back in the 1970s, someone had the bright idea to say, well, if we had an income tax, it would kind of offset and you'd be able to lower your property taxes. Well, as you can see, that didn't happen. The opposite happened. And not only did the opposite happen with the property taxes, we had one of the most highest income taxes in the country as well. So I think as a party, if we were to say, you know what, we're a low tax party. We're an anti-tax party. In theory, we're supposed to be. I think we should adopt that as a platform to get rid of the state income tax. I don't think it'll be easy. It won't be. But I think if we can tell the people, look, we're for you. We're for the working class because the income tax disproportionately affects the middle class more than anybody. I think that'd be a winner. What do you think? How do you feel about that?
I feel, I agree with you 110%. If I was a state legislator, I would present the bill. I don't know if it would go through or pass. As you know, the state house in Jersey is majority, Democrat. But I feel that if you sat down, educated the folks, because like you said, a lot of people don't know the history of it. Educated the constituents, the residents of this state, and you can get it on a memorandum on a ballot as a ballot question. At least I think it's a great idea.
And I think that's what we need to do. Put it on the ballot.
Yeah,
put it on the ballot and make those Democrats and some of those Ronald Republicans, if they support it, make them go out there and campaign for it. Put your name on it. Put your face to it. So if it does pass, we know who to go after in the next election.
Own it. You're right. Own it.
Own it.
Yep. Whoever.
I don't want you. No, I don't want it to be voting in the legislature because nobody's going to look up. Most people are not going to look up who voted for that.
No.
Go out there, get your commercials, campaign for it. Go to these restaurants, go to these festivals that we have, and say why you support keeping people's taxes high.
That's a great point, and a lot of them ain't gonna want to. That's why something like that would never come. You know, it would be nice for it to come to fruition, but that's the issue. They don't want to own up to it, like a lot of elected officials do.
Right. Go ahead, Rod. I don't mean to.
I just want y'all to do me a favor. Just remind me to not move to Jersey. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Stay the hell
Remind
out.
me to stay in Texas.
Mass exodus, man. People getting the hell out of here. It's sad.
Man, you know, Jersey sounds a lot like Nevada, like the governor. I'm assuming the governor, right? Murphy. So you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like Steve Sisolak from Nevada. He just got voted out, and Joe Lombardo won the governor spot recently.
Well, you guys were smart in Nevada. Well,
Sisolak did a lot of bad, man, over his time. He was terrible with the Nevada Department of Corrections. Zero funding for officers, zero protection. There was nothing going on for them. The director at the time was not very good. Yeah, there was a lot of breakouts happening, a lot of assaults happening towards COs. Sisolak shut down the entire state. The whole strip was a ghost town. I mean, he shut down businesses that were alive for years, and they were just all dead. I mean, people were not doing well. The economy was going down badly. Like right before this whole thing happened, like COVID, things were booming. I was like, man, it seems like, you know, the U.S. is picking up really good. Everybody was working. There was so many construction jobs going on. Everything was great. And then COVID hits, boom, all small businesses, all construction jobs, everything is just, it took a complete stop. And people just started going down under so bad. It was terrible. So, yeah, that's why I say, you know, remind me not to move to Jersey, man. I can't do that again.
And it's sad, Rob, because like, you know, Sean, it's a beautiful state.
It is. It is.
We got our beaches. We can go swimming. And then, you know, in the wintertime, we can go up to Warren County, North Jersey, and we look like we're in Colorado, the mountains.
Yep.
There's so much to do here in this state. It's a beautiful state. It's just when you got a radical governor like that, especially during COVID, when he's trying to say it's a road to safety, but really they were pushing it a road to tyranny. Yeah, that's a big issue. Now, I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. I'm fighting to the end. Obviously, I don't want to leave. I want to raise my son here. You know, I got an 11-year-old son. And if it wasn't for him, I probably would be, you know, the free state, South Florida, and the beautiful sunshine. Getting the hell out of here. But now, it's the saying I use. I'm Cumberland County born. That's the county I'm in. I'm Cumberland County bred. And when I die, I'm going to be Cumberland County dead. I'm not going nowhere. So I'm here for the fight, and I'm fighting a good fight every day. Trying to wake folks up and trying to get more, not even Republican. You know, if you got some you might, it's rare, but some Democrats have some common sense. You just got common sense, you know, I'm gonna support you if you know what's right for you.
Absolutely.
I totally get what you mean, Darwin. Like I respect that, man, that you're staying out there. You're doing your thing. You're trying to make Jersey a great state again, the way it once was. At one time, I'm sure.
Go ahead, say it. We got to make Jersey great again.
But you know what? I know Jersey's beautiful. I've seen pictures. I've never been to Jersey, but I've seen pictures. It's just a shame that, like, you know, in places like California, Nevada, Jersey, New York, such beautiful places, such beautiful cities with beautiful sceneries, have such terrible local governments, terrible politicians, you know, governors that don't care about what's going on. They just care about themselves. They make everything horrible for everyone around them. They try to take away all the freedoms that they can from the people. It's just, I don't understand that. I was noticing that too a couple of days ago. I was like, Colorado's a beautiful state. I like it there. I was like, New York's an awesome place. California's great. A lot of nice beaches, a lot of theme parks. And I was like, what do all these places have in common? They're all beautiful states, and they're all taken over by the worst politicians. Like Oregon also, Washington. Like, I don't get it, man. Why do they got to go out of the beautiful states? Why can't they go to places like, move on down to like Nebraska or something? You know what I mean? Somewhere different.
I had no listeners in these other states talk about their crap.
Right.
No, but hey, Sean, you heard Murphy said it. Rod, he said, I want to make New Jersey the California of the East Coast.
He did.
Oh, hell,
he said that. He
hell
said that.
No, hell no. Oh no.
And hell no. I'm like, what? Well, hell no. That's why I'm like, we gotta say he's not even from New Jersey. He's from
Massachusetts.
That dude's crazy.
Massachusetts. And I'm like, hell, why would you want to do that? But Rod, you brought up a great point. All these damn shitholes and these rundown cities with crime rate through the roof and jobless and just chaos are all Democrat-run cities. It's sad. Right. Chicago just had a chance to change themselves around, going from damn Beetlejuice. What was her name?
Lightfoot. Lori Lightfoot. It looked like, but it looked like she got hit with the heavy foot.
Yeah, Chicago crazy. Had a chance to turn it around, and they went extreme with the new guy that they got in there.
Brandon Johnson.
I'm like, damn, these places and people get exactly what they deserve. They went worse with him. I'm like, he wanted to take cops off the street, and he's going to spend like close to $1 million raising the taxpayers' money of the city of Chicago to remove police officers and bring in more social workers.
Good luck.
Yep.
Good luck, Chicago. That's all I gotta say.
And you already know what they're known for, how their crime is. You want to bring in a social worker? Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna play over real well. That's insane. See, I haven't heard, thank God, because I'm from Vegas, so I haven't heard that about Nevada.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you right now, Nevada is definitely the new California. Las Vegas specifically, all the Californians, like everybody from LA, San Diego, San Francisco, they're all moving to Vegas. And Vegas was once a red state. Vegas was a red city, but over time they became blue, and they started having all these Californians moving in, and they're all over here like, oh, take guns away, take cops off the streets.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need this kind of stuff. It's all bad. And I was over there like, what are you going to do if you take cops off the streets? What if someone is trying to rape you if you're a female, or they're trying to kill you if you're a male, or even rape a male? You know what I mean? What do you plan to do? What's your course of action? Like, you going to protect yourself because you don't believe in guns?
Nope.
How are you going to defend yourself? What are you going to do? Get a baseball bat? I mean, what's the plan? I don't get these people. They're in my mind, they're all extremists. Like, you got your extremists in every group, and these are extreme leftists, like to the max. Like, they're on some new level craziness that makes no sense, and they're always contradicting themselves like every single day, and they just always speak out of emotion. They don't speak based on facts or anything like that. It's always out of emotion, like, oh, my pussy hurts, so I'm gonna go ahead and cry about this.
But don't get me started. Don't get me started. I've given you this speech, Rod. I've given all my friends this speech. I don't understand why Republicans nationally, statewide, locally do not call out progressives on this. These leftists, they constantly contradict themselves in every debate that they have, because again, they base everything off of raw in the moment emotion. So, for example, right, and Darn, I want to see if you see this or hear if you see this. They'll say last year when the trans issue started to become a prominent issue, they would say, well, you don't need to have female reproductive parts to be considered a woman. Then when Roe versus Wade was overturned and us guys like us were talking about it, you would have these same women say, well, last time I checked, you don't have a uterus. So that means you're not a woman, so you don't have a view. Your voice doesn't matter. Well, I'm like, I just thought I didn't need to have a uterus to be considered a woman or anything. Why can't I have a voice? You know what I mean? It's like they constantly contradict themselves at every step of the way. You see people like Congresswoman Cori Bush, the horrible Congresswoman from Missouri. Oh, she's against guns, but she spent over $100,000 in taxpayer money for armed guards.
Hey, Sean, I was just getting ready to say that the hypocrisy is real on their side.
Like, it's not equal either. It's more on their side than ours.
For me, but I was to say, but not for you. The peasants, we ain't worrying about y'all. But like you just said, no guns, Hillary, all those different folks. But they got armed security.
Yep.
Protect.
Right.
We need to protect our kids. We need to be able to protect ourselves. And they want to, our Second Amendments are always being frowned upon on and pushed against. And these guys are guarded to the T.
Right, and it's crazy because the same weapons of war that they say should be banned is exactly what their security has.
What their security carry, yeah. I got a buddy in the Secret Service. You're right. They protect, the president, dignitaries. Some of the, House with all these attacks are getting some agents assigned to them who carrying those AR-15s, those type of assault weapons. And it's sad how they are assaulting those assault weapons. Right now it's so sad. It ain't the gun,
and they don't
behind the damn gun. America got a mental health problem, and I agree with that they have to fix.
And that's the issue. We don't want to deal with the major problem, which is mental health.
Yeah,
we do not want to deal with it. We don't, because you know what? You can ban all guns, you can take them all away, and you still have somebody who has issues. And if they want,
or bat, look what the guy in Virginia just did. Fairfax, I forgot the congressman's name yesterday. He took a baseball bat to the office. You can go in, anybody can go to their representative's office, and he assaulted the staffers. Luckily, the congressman wasn't there with a baseball bat. He got illness. So whatever, it don't matter what weapon, they're going to still do it if they got an illness.
Right.
Assault bat?
Yeah, assault bat. There you go. and baseball bats. Like what?
So real quick, I wanna ask you your view on 2024. Who are you supporting? Right now, I'll give you my opinion real quick.
Okay.
Good.
I'm a little bit. I'm Trump.
Okay.
But I like Vivek Ramaswamy. I like Vivek.
Okay.
I like him. Yeah, he's our age. Got a lot of energy.
Isn't he a tech guy? That's the Indian or the Indian guy, right?
Yeah.
I thought he was in the tech.
Yeah, he was. I think he had a biotech company.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But I like his energy. I like some of his viewpoints. I don't agree with him. He wants to raise the age to 25 to vote, but I hear what he's saying, his argument about that, because he wants people to be more civically involved at a young age.
I can get
civics. Huh?
I can understand that though.
I get what he's saying. I don't agree with it. That's the libertarian in me. Like,
but I don't agree with that. Damn, I got to look into him because I heard him speak. I've been on Fox News a few times. And during the commercial break, he came on, and I heard him speak. A very intelligent guy. He got some great plans for the country, but 25 years old to vote? Oh no!
Yeah, I don't agree with that. So I'm kind of torn between Ramaswamy. I guess I'm with Trump, but it's like Ramaswamy and then DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
So who are you? Who's your guy? If you got one,
Sean. You know who I was with from the beginning. And you know who I'm going with when the ship go down, or if it don't go down, or if it go up. But Trump, 2024.
Right. Hey, I hear you. I'm on Trump. I'm with Trump.
I'm with Trump too.
I'm with Trump.
There you go. From the beginning, and actually, I remember I made the newspaper, our Atlantic City Press or South Jersey Times, one of those papers, for going to the most rallies in this area. It's a guy I know who went. Probably more people, but I've been to 13 rallies so far. And,
okay.
I've been to 13 rallies, and they're amazing. It's always, I'm like, what's more fun than a Trump rally? If you guys never been to one, please track them. Rod, you might get a better chance than us because he's out that way a lot. But definitely try to attend it. I had the hookup. Thank goodness I didn't have to. I wouldn't have been able to go to 13 rallies. You know how long that you got to get there like 4 a.m. I don't know if they're that big now. They're still big, but in the beginning, you would have to get there like 4 a.m. But I would always get an expedited pass, so I can just come at any, scoop right in there. But yeah, man, that's who I'm supporting. I think Trump. America was doing great. You look at our 401ks. We were number one again. It was morning time again in America.
Mm-hmm.
We were respected. These countries might call him a wild man, or people might call him a wild man, but they didn't play no damn games when you didn't know he was unpredictable. Kim Jong-un wasn't acting crazy over there like he is now, threatening South Korea. Putin wasn't going crazy. President Xi in China wasn't going crazy because they didn't know what they were getting with Trump. Now what we got, is a goddamn laughing stock, and it's a matter of national security because Biden is just out of it. I mean, did you see the other day he got lost on stage? How the hell you get lost on stage? It's two ways. You came up, you go out the way you went down. I'm like, oh, this is so embarrassing. And these people who voted for this man, but I'm so glad that new 70% of Americans, that new poll, they don't think he's right, or he has the mindset to lead this country. So if the Dems don't find nobody in 2024, that's a good candidate. Trump's winning again.
So that's my thing. I guess because I'm a pessimist. Like right now, the Lakers getting their butts kicked. Right, they're getting their ass kicked. Now I'm sitting up here thinking they're gonna lose the whole series. We ain't gonna win, and that's how I am with Trump. And I gotta stop being like that. But I'm like, half the country, they're not gonna vote for Trump. But there's that sliver. There's that. I always said to my friends, there's about that 5 to 10% of those not Trump people who would consider voting for another Republican, just as long as it ain't Trump.
Well, how the Lakers playing, you might be right. They might not get swept, but I don't think they win in this series.
If they play like this, they ain't gonna win.
But yeah, you got to be optimistic because, like I said, it's a lot of closet voters.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and my child, she's an educator, and she works in the school system. You know, a lot of teachers. I'm sure this is a whole country, even where you at, Rod, out there. A lot of teachers are Democrats, and she sorry, all my texts coming in, messing this phone up. So she like when she's at work, how you gotta whisper and say this was in 2020 and then 16 when Trump ran, how they were so you got to be careful saying who you're gonna vote for in the educational workplace. And they were saying, so many people would be looking at you with evil eyes if you say you're voting Republican. But then when teachers got together and they were quiet, a lot of them said, no, I'm Trump. I'm voting for Trump. It's a lot of closet voters that you'd be surprised that they might talk this in public because they want to fit in. When they go in that voting booth, they hitting Trump. And that happens a lot.
Yeah, I work in a school.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an assistant teacher at a school, and I talked to the two teachers. It's a private school, but two of the women, they're black, and then the teacher's white, and she was like, she said, first they were like, how do you feel? They heard me listen to something on YouTube before I got in, and they were like, well, how do you feel about what's going on? And I didn't really want to ruffle anybody's feathers because sometimes I'm look, I supported Trump. I wanted Trump to win in 2012. I love Donald Trump, but I just did not want to. I was new to that class. They just moved my class. I'm like, I'm not trying to ruffle feathers. I'm like, I support somebody, but I don't know if you guys would like it. I did one of those. And then we kind of start talking, and she's like, you like Trump, don't you? I said, yeah. She's like, that's all right, because we all like Trump in this room.
Be surprised. You get that.
Right. So, like, I think, especially with a lot of black people, there's a lot of black people I met. Like my boy, you remember Black? Rod?
Yeah, I remember.
Hey, he was from Cincinnati, Ohio. He was from the hood. The man loved Donald Trump. He unapologetically loved Donald Trump. And he was one of those guys that were very pro-African, pro-black too. So just imagine that dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
But he was pro-Trump. And I think the best thing about Trump that I love is that he made it okay for people like me and you, Darwin and Rod, to come out and say, yeah, I'm a Republican. I like him. I've never seen so many minorities in the last 8 years say, yeah, I'm a Republican. I'm for Trump.
You're right. When he got in, you had us who was saying it way before Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But, it wasn't cool to say it.
Right.
Who were afraid. They were saying it behind closed doors. But once Trump got in, Blacks for Trump came open. Spanish for Trump, Asian for Trump. That brought us all out, and we were out there supporting us. And now you have all those different cultures are now conservatives supporting the party. A lot of them, like I said, I know a lot of people who was in the Trump stuff who are now involved in local politics, making a difference. Like I like to use the quote, it's not the people in charge, it's us that's, the citizens that's in charge. And, I thank Trump for getting these, I don't want to say in blue collar, but getting these regular average folks to come out and get involved for politics, because all politics are local.
Yep.
Care who you are, is all politics are local. And it's going to affect you on a local, presidents might, that ain't going to really hit you hard, but a local county commissioner, state senator, assemblyman, mayor, and people running and getting involved. Like I said, if you really want to change some stuff, like you talking, Sean and Rod, if you really want to change, we could talk all day long, but you got to get involved eventually. I don't mean elected official, but you got to be a county committee person, Sean. I think I always tell you're in Burlington County, right?
Yeah.
So reach out Burlington County GOP. I know a few of them. Try to reach out to them and say, is my ward where you live, because it'll be a ward, or my district, is it open to be? Can I be a county committeeman? Rob. I'm sure it's the same out there, wherever county you live in. Reach out to the county GOP. And get involved.
Yeah, I've been looking into it a little bit lately. I've been getting real interested again. I took a little bit of a break because I was going pretty hard in 2016. Believe it or not, I was a Democrat. I was a Democrat at the time.
You're recovering. That's all right.
Huh?
They say you're a recovering Democrat. That's what they call you. We're all recovering Democrats.
At the time, I just,
well, not Darn. I'm my bad, Darn. You weren't a Democrat.
I know what I was going through.
Again.
But no, I looked into it a little bit, so I'll be definitely taking that advice, and I'll be making some contact here coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll reach out. I won't call, but I'll do my research and get the information. Rod, you give what county, you hit me up. Let me know what county you're in. I give you all the information. This is the county chairman or chairwoman. I don't know. It could be either or. But like you said too, Sean, a lot of folks, they left that Democrat plantation and they ain't going back.
I'm not, and I love to see. So in the 2020 cycle, we elected more minorities to Congress in the Republican Party than the Democratic Party did. We got our Aaron Donald. I know Aaron Donald. I think he came in the 2016 cycle, but I love, or 2020 cycle, but I love Aaron Donalds. I love John James up in Michigan.
Oh, amazing. John James, man. Because I really wanted it for him because he tried before and he lost.
Right.
And he got back in and made it that second time, that big endorsement from Trump, and it over the line.
Right. Like, I love seeing these. I think tonight in Kentucky, I believe Attorney General Cameron, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure he was going to win.
Gubernatorial race.
Yeah, for the gubernatorial race in Kentucky.
Kentucky, yep.
I'm not sure, but I think what I was reading earlier that he's supposed to win. I haven't checked it in a while, but he's supposed to win that race. He's another strong black man that we have running. We have a lot of Hispanics down in Texas. We have Mara Flores. She lost, but she's gonna be back. She's coming back next year. Try to run again. Hopefully, we got a lot of strong Latinas down in South Texas. I lived out in West Texas for a minute. I still go. I'm about to go out there this weekend. I go out there once a month for reserve training. There is a lot of Hispanics in South and West Texas that are Republican, and they wear it openly.
Yeah, they do. Out there, they do. Yes, they do. Right. And they wear openly out there. Yes, they're not afraid.
So I believe we need, and that's why when you talked to me, I think about 2 months ago, and I want to touch on this too, about when you were trying to run, I believe you were trying to run on that ticket, and they chose to have other people, and I'm not one of these people to do identity politics. But I do think it is important to have people like me, you, and Rod be represented in the Republican Party, so there are minorities out there who will feel a little bit comfortable voting for us, vote for the Republican Party.
And Rod, I give you a little catch up on what Sean is talking about. This in March, I was going to run for Cumberland County Commissioner. It's a county seat. You out there, they might be county executives, they might be commissioners too, because I know California use supervisors, county supervisors.
Yeah, they call them executives in Texas.
Executives, yeah. So it's like 6-7 member board, 8. Up North Jersey, there's 8 of them. Down here with South Jersey, there's 7 of them. So I was going to run, but and there's 3 seats open this year. And our county chair and our county organization decided to go with an older gentleman, white gentleman. It ain't identity politics, but we just keeping it real. They decided to go with him because of the E-word experience. He was already a prior county commissioner, so they went with him. And I said, you know what? In the whole optics, optics matters. The whole county ticket from top down is white. We live in a heavy minority county. Our 3 major cities dominated minorities. So when you have minorities that want to come over to the right side and they see that ticket and saying, damn, we have somebody like Coop who got a big following here in this state and in South Jersey. They're not going to support it, or they don't feel comfortable looking at that ticket. You know, they just don't want to, they don't want to support it. They want to, like Sean said, they want to see somebody on there who can relate. I hate to say it. Those three folks cannot relate to what's going on in these inner cities. Mm-hmm. Some of them might need a road, need a damn road map to go to some of these neighborhoods to talk about what's going on. Mm-hmm. But hey, and they went with this other guy. So like I said, I was going to run as an independent, but I know the following I had. If I would have ran as an independent, Rod, this is an off year. It ain't no gubernatorial race. It ain't no presidential race. So it ain't going to be a big turnout. I'm taking at least 7,000 to 10,000 votes with me. If I pull those many votes from the other three Republicans, either I win possibility, or another bigger possibility is those three Democrats on the other side that we going against all get in, because I pulled those votes away.
You split the vote, yeah.
Split the vote up massively, and I didn't want to have that on my back. That three Democrats got in because I ran and split that ticket up, split those votes. And I also didn't want to burn the house down on my way out. So we had a nice meeting, and we talked. They called. People were saying y'all had y'all candidate meeting. It was a big meeting because they knew the weight I had and the following I had. But we squared it away. But made the chips fall where they may in November. They made their bed. They have to lay in it, and see what happens.
Yeah, man. Sorry to hear that it went that way. It's unfortunate, but you'll get in there, man. It'll happen. You'll definitely get what you deserve to get for sure.
Agree. Now I just started for about 5 months now. Mm-hmm. I started a consulting business, which is nice. So I'm really focusing on that. We do a variety of I have a variety of clients from the cannabis industry, folks who want to open up dispensaries, folks who want to do cultivating and manufacturing of cannabis, nice. From marketing, from government affairs to land issues to political issues to campaigns. So I like right now I had a couple clients who run in their elections, and I'm helping a few people trying to open up cannabis dispensaries. So I've been doing consulting work. Nice. For a while now. So it's nice. It's a beautiful thing.
And you know what? I remember when you told me that story about you trying to run. And congratulations on your business, brother.
Thank you.
More success to you. But this is the issue I have with Jersey. It's those party bosses that feel like they can dictate to us who our candidates are going to be, and that's one reason why the Jersey Republican Party drives me nuts. I think we need more. I know the Democrats are the same way. Their party, Norcross is finally stepping down and getting out of politics, or stepping back a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think he got too much money involved to be fully done.
Right, but I feel like we need more people. I've said this for a long time, and I actually agree with RFK Jr. on this. We need a peaceful people's revolution in this country, where people, and in New Jersey specifically, where we stand up. We have more average people running for office. We're saying, I don't care what you say. You know what I mean? I'm going to run. I'm going to run, and I'm going to win, without your blessing or not. Mm-hmm. If I have to run as an independent, I'm going to run as an independent. If I have to try to beat you, I don't know. I'm not well versed on how to, when the party bosses pick people, can you still run in a primary against that chosen candidate?
Well, there's a couple ways you can change that. And one major way is what I mentioned to you and Rod about becoming county committee people.
Okay.
These chairs have conventions. They have fall elections.
Okay.
Remember how I ran in March?
Yeah.
We had an election.
Oh, okay.
Who is going to listen to the county chair if he was the one who got them in, or they're used to him? So what you do is you start to get involved and you fill those committee seats up. Now, if you get more like-minded people like yourself, when y'all have a convention, the party boss won't have a say-so, because the committee will be filled with more people like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So when you get involved that way, you can say, okay, we don't want him just because he got experience or he got a lot of money, because that happens. Yeah. You could be the worst candidate, but if you got money, they're going to put you up.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get if you could tilt that committee members, those decisions, that's another way. Now, if you can't get in that route, you can run. You can primary. You can primary the person if you feel that you're the better candidate, and if you feel like you got enough support, yeah, you could primary somebody, and that has worked in the past.
Okay. What's your plans for the future, man? You gonna run for office again? Or you just gonna take a break?
Right now, I'm taking a break, but like I always say, from your mouth to God's ears, I might get back involved. Who knows, But right now, I'm doing I'm focused on the consultant work. It's really good. It's fun. Get to meet a lot of new people, a lot of new connections, helping folks out. But I think I'll probably throw my hat back in the race, sometime soon. Get in there and get involved because, like I said, from the side, and I can help doing the consultant work. I can help Republicans get elected, doing a lot of GOTV, just get out to vote activities and trying to get them winning these seats because they are winnable,
especially in South Jersey.
Especially when you got Murphy at the top and all that rolls downhill, and we got to hold the Democrats accountable and say, are y'all going to hold this man accountable of all the stuff he's doing? So.
Absolutely, man. Like I've said for a long time, man. Like Jersey has so much potential. And my bad, Rod. I know you're a West guy, but I've said for the longest we have so much potential. We should have the richest people living here. We should have the most businesses here in New Jersey, small businesses, medium-sized, big businesses. We are surrounded. We should have the most affluent people, period, here. We're surrounded by New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. We got great cities of our own, Trenton, Atlantic City, Camden, Jersey City. We should have the most people living here. Not the most people, but the most affluent people living here. We should have the most prosperous state in the country, but we don't because we have, I'll be like Trump, stupid politicians running everything.
Yeah,
people shouldn't be running. I know a lot of people that moved to North Dakota. There should be no reason why people from Jersey should be moving to North Dakota. There's nothing there.
There ain't nothing damn there.
It's cold. It's a tundra. There's nothing there.
Hey, Crump.
But because their taxes, I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on a rant, Darwin and Rob, but it just drives me nuts. They're moving to South Dakota and North Dakota because they'd rather be there. West Virginia. I got a friend that moved to West Virginia. No disrespect to these red states. What'd you say?
West Virginia.
Yeah, right. No disrespect to nobody who lives there. But I feel like Jersey's better. I got a bias. Like you said, it's a beautiful state. We got some great real estate here. We got a lot to do here, a lot to see here. We got opportunities. Yeah, they're not part of Jersey, but New York's right there. Washington and Baltimore is right there. Philadelphia is right there.
Sean, you right, brother. We blessed where we live at. The opportunities are endless. Like you said, we got those tri-states surrounding us. We can get to Delaware in no time. We can get to our beaches in no time. We can get to New York. We got Philadelphia right there. We in that core. We blessed to have that. And we got a lot of opportunities around us. We got amazing ports up in North Jersey. But we just got to have somebody in charge, a governor, that's going to take advantage of all those opportunities and not just, like I always like to say, the Democrats, the radical ones, want to control you from the womb to the tomb.
Right.
And they rather burn the house down and rule the ashes. And that's what the hell he doing, especially when you saying you want a California to East Coast. What the hell is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
Murphy got to go. It starts at the top. We got to win these seats. I'll tell you one thing, in 2025, because obviously Jack looked like he's going to be the nominee again for the Republicans.
And I hope so.
And if Jack don't win, we in trouble.
Well, Murphy's lieutenant governor. She's going to run.
Oliver, you think so?
I think Sheila's going to run, and I think she's going to be worse than Murphy.
Yeah, she is. I actually was doing some work for a mayoral candidate in Philly. And you've been keeping, I'm sure you get those commercials. You in the Philly tri-state area.
Yeah.
And I just looked at the results and looked like Philly might be getting their first female mayor, Sherelle Parker. God bless them. Like you said, these people deserve exactly at least this one Democrat. This was a Democrat I was helping out, but had conservative values, businessman. But look like Philly's getting the same mayor, just like Mayor Kinney.
But you know what? Why this is happening in the Chicago's and New York, where Hochul should have never won again in New York. She was a disaster. But you know why?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the New Yorkers and the people in Jersey who would have voted for Zeldin, who would have voted for Chitterelli, who would have voted for sensible Democrats in Chicago, they were all Republicans, most likely conservatives, and they just moved to Florida. And that's why Ron DeSantis won by like 20 points.
The mass exodus. All of us, we all went down to the Sunshine State.
Right. And then a lot of us like me, I had no choice, but me, if I did leave Jersey, I would go back to Texas. And in Texas, it's the same thing. You have a lot of these people who are leaving California, who are leaving these blue states, but they're conservatives, and they're moving to Texas. That's why Texas will not go blue anytime soon. That and the fact that Mexicans are turning on them down there.
I swear, bro. Everywhere I look, there's a California license plate out here, and I don't like it. To be honest, I don't like it because that's how Vegas started off. I want to say about 15 years ago. It started off. It was heavy at the time still, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. But 15 years down the road, Vegas is it's a shit show now. Vegas is a shit show, and that's my fear for Texas because I'm in Texas now, so I don't want Texas to get that way.
You don't want Texas. Rob, you in Texas? Where at in Texas?
San Antonio, down south. Everybody's a Republican. Hey, what Crump was saying earlier, all the Southerners, man, they're Republicans and they're not afraid to show it. All the Mexicans, because it's like I think down here it's about 70% Hispanic.
Now, Rob, a couple of things. I respect the Mexican. My son's half Mexican. His mom full Mexican.
Okay.
And he speaks he's bilingual. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Second, go off the topic a little bit. You said you in San Antonio.
Yeah.
So I finally can get an accurate report.
All right, I think I know where you're going with this.
You probably know where I'm going with this.
This is a Charles Barkley thing.
I always hear Sir Charles saying, "Big old women down there." Is that true?
Say that one more time. There's always what women down here?
Y'all always got some big old. Charles said the women down in San Antonio kind of big. Is that true?
Not big in the sense of fat, no. But I mean, I will tell you one thing: everything is bigger and better in Texas in the right places.
Hey,
I just hear Charles Cheeros, and they don't give up them Cheeros down there.
Hey, that's what Charles Barkley said, man. Hey, I got a family in San Antonio, so I ain't gonna get myself in trouble.
Hey, don't get
and a lot of them are part Mexican, so I'm not getting.
Yeah, he said I'll be hearing some things. Victoria is a secret down there. It's a secret because I'll be. Oh man. And then you ever go to your river? What is that? The
Riverwalk.
Riverwalk.
I hear it's a dirty creek. It ain't a Riverwalk.
Oh man, that river. So I moved here about a year ago, and initially I was like, oh, that's a nice little river. But I saw some things in it. I was like, it's a bunch of little trash in there. Then over time, I got to know the locals, got to know the area, and the things that you find in the Riverwalk. I mean, it's disgusting. You find needles, drugs. I mean, people pee in it, they puke in it, they bleed in it.
How is San Antonio government? Is that Republican, the mayor, or the council?
To be honest, I haven't jumped into that really. To be 100% real with you, I'm barely starting to get back into politics now. That's what I was gonna tell you earlier. I just started jumping back into it a little bit. I took a little bit of a break from it because to be honest, I kind of stopped caring for a while. But what brought me back into it was this whole transgender thing going on in schools. And the school is saying, oh, you got to bring this to the class and this and that. That's what kind of triggered me to get back into it, to get re-involved. So I've been starting to slowly but surely get back into it. But from what I can tell, it's pretty blue down here. There's a lot of Democratic stuff going on.
San Antonio kind of blew a couple of things because we can go on and on. How far are you on the border?
Probably about a good 3 hours.
Okay, pretty far. San Antonio, okay.
That's a little far, but just recently we had this thing called Proposition A. I'm sure you guys probably haven't heard about it. But Proposition A was a bill that they were trying to pass recently. And one of the biggest things in it, well, the two biggest things, I know they had abortion going on, and there's something about abortion. And then they had another thing that kind of caught my attention the most was that in Proposition A, if you were to get caught breaking into somebody's house, instead of taking you to jail, it was going to be a cite and release.
What is the like? I'm sorry, Rob.
Well,
Can anybody give me some insight? Like it's like they're trying to like destroy these areas. But go ahead.
That though, Sean, what kind of question you is that in Texas? You ain't gonna be alive to answer what you want to do. And down there with Texas, you know, everybody got a damn gun. You gonna get your ass shot. You bring it to my house.
They have a what do they call that, Rod? They have like it's like a what is it called? Like you have a right to defend your property, but they call it kingdom something.
Oh, stand your ground.
Stand your ground.
Yeah. It's stand your ground, but it's like if somebody trespass, it's called something like an old school term, like your kingdom rights or something like that. It's some old like term for it that you have to give somebody a warning, and if they don't leave or if they trespass actually in your house, you can just shoot them.
It's an old term for it. It's called blow them the kingdom come.
I mean, yeah, that's if you come into my house, I'll tell you one thing: you come into my house middle of the night, you're not gonna make it out of my house, at least not in a breathing form, in a body bag, more than likely, to be real. And
that's how it should be.
And it's sad though, Rob, because look at DC, Sean, they doing something similar. If you get caught carjacked, to me that's a serious crime. Stealing a car, throwing somebody out of it, even if they ain't in it, it's still a serious crime. That ain't your property. You're going to get a cite and release. They're trying to. That was another question they're trying to do. You're going to get a slap on the wrist for stealing somebody's car. And look who's doing all this. It's these major Democrat-run cities. DC, another. And it's sad. Look. I'm like, these Dems running these places to the ground.
They are. And
insane.
And these cities, like I went to Baltimore about a month ago, and I told the lady, she's originally from Jersey, and I said, this city's a beautiful city. They're not horrible looking cities.
No, they're really not. No.
But these Democrats are destroying these cities day by day with these stupid policies, bro. Like these policies are insane. Like, why are we defending like the criminal so much? Like, I don't understand that. It's like if Rod, if you were the criminal, you punch me, and I punch you, but I knock you out, you're getting all the medical treatment in the world. You're the victim, and I'm the bad guy. But you're the one that started hitting me. You're the one that assaulted me, try to rob me. It's like we have to, like in Jersey. I remember I was told, I don't know if this is accurate, I was told this in high school. If one of you guys were to see me on the streets in Jersey and punch me, and I hit you back, I'm just as wrong as you.
You ain't defending. You got to be defending yourself. You know what, Jersey? That would it makes sense because this is the hug a thug state, the hug a criminal. You're gonna be whatever you want. The criminals run raw in these Democrats. That's why it's like the guy Neely who choked out Neely. That Marine.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
This is gonna be backlash. Really bad because now you're gonna have good Samaritans not want to get help or nothing when somebody really needs the help. Last Friday he had to turn himself in, and I'm like, wow, what is going on? And it's just the crime is going to get out of this world.
That was Alvin Bragg. That was that horrible DA in New York, Alvin Bragg, the one that went after Trump. He's the one that went after this Marine. He's the same guy that tried to lock up that bodega.
The guy that's protected himself in that Brooklyn or whatever bodega.
Yeah, the guy attacked him and was beating him up, and he stabbed him and killed the guy that was attacking him. And Bragg tried to throw the guy who was the victim in jail.
He actually did get locked up, but he got out.
That's right. Under public pressure. That's right.
Yeah, he actually did get locked out, and they got a GoFundMe. They dropped it all. But you know what? It'll change when the crime comes to their front door. A lot of times they don't realize it. They don't care. They got a 15, 20-man security detail. A lot of
right.
But they don't, okay, yeah, go ahead. It ain't happening in my neighborhood. So
you've seen Portland, right? I said you've seen how Portland's turning out, haven't you?
Oh, pause. Yeah, remember when George Floyd, all that was going on? Portland called it the Summer of Love. The mayor of Portland said, "I'm like, Summer of Love. They burning down the city. They had those autonomy zones,
or the Chad zones.
Yeah, the police had to get permission to go into them. I said, what in the hell? And the mayor gonna say it's the summer of love. They blew up the Seattle police department. So I like Trump's idea. Trump said, okay, because remember they had the city of Seattle on lockdown. Trump said, and they declared themselves their own sovereign land or something. So he said, all right, well that's some terminology he used. Well, since they got their own zones and countries, and they're not part of the United States. Some type of treason. Well, how about we send in the Navy SEALs to clear out get our land back?
That's so Trump. That is so Trump. I was in Korea, so I didn't get all of that.
Hey,
Like, all the news, but that's so Trump right there.
That's so Trump.
I agree with that.
Nah, you know how it is, Sean. He tweeted it out and he said, "Oh, they have autonomy zones and all this and that." Okay, well, we'll send our SEAL team out something and let them go clear that. Wow.
We'll send the Navy SEAls in there.
Yeah.
And we'll wipe them out within like 5 hours. They'll be out of here.
Yeah. Because they, I'm like, look, people in there, and they asked the police, you got these homeless guys and these, I'm like, what's going on? We in bad shape if we don't change it around.
And this is why we all need to stand up. People like me, you, Rod, a lot of like-minded people. We need to stand up. Even some sensible Democrats. Like you said, I'll support a Democrat like RFK Jr. Hey, he got some great ideas. He's calling out Biden on his BS. Mm-hmm. He's saying, hey, he's an old school Democrat, like his family. He said, no, the border shouldn't be wide open. You can close the border and still allow people to come to the country just legally. These are not crazy.
He's not crazy. And the sad
they're not crazy.
His family, they that same establishment Democrats. Not one of his family members are supporting him. They're all calling him nuts and crazy and said they're going to support old sleepy Joe Biden in 2025.
It's
24. I'm thinking
24. Yeah. It's crazy.
Jersey governor race. I'm thinking of.
Right.
Creepy sniffy Joe.
Yeah, that's I just saw a YouTube video, right? Like you said, going back to what you're saying about Biden couldn't even walk down the steps without getting arrested. This guy, there's another video I saw. He was somewhere down south because the guy next to him had a southern accent. Mm-hmm. And the guy's like, all right, sir, I can't do this accent, but all right, sir, you're going to walk down these steps. You're going to go to your left. And then when you go to your left, you're going to go shake these people's hands. I'm like, bro, you don't know how to do retail regular politics and just walk. Forget politics. You don't know how to walk down steps.
I seen that, Sean. The guy was reading off the paper, telling them, saying, Mr. President, you're going to do this, then you're going to shake this person's hand, you're going to do that. That ain't good. I mean, it's early stage, some type of cognitive issues. He got dementia, maybe. But it's sad. I mean, y'all see it. We all see it, how he talk. You see his speeches. That something's going on.
There is. There's something wrong with the guy. Like, he's not all there. Like,
you know what?
He's not. He's stuck in He's stuck in the 1970s when he was trying to work with segregationist Democrats to keep public school busing segregated.
And he didn't want no concrete jungle or all that stuff he was saying. He's stuck. But I don't even think it's that anymore. I think he really got cognitive issues. It's like early stage dementia. I mean, I'm like, what the hell? And he's sounding worse than Fetterman.
Oh my God, Fetterman! Don't get me started. I don't know about that one. Darn, I don't know about that one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to defend Joe on that. Fetterman in that debate, it wasn't even a debate.
Now I don't know. You guys like I supported Dr. Oz. Met him. It was nice talking to him.
Yeah, I supported Oz.
But Oz might not have been the best candidate, but damn, Fetterman actually today they had the Banking Senate Committee hearing in Congress, and Fetterman sits on that committee. Mm-hmm. He actually opened up the committee, and I'm like, good God, like he was speaking in cursive.
Speaking in cursive.
I just want to.
His Fetterman was. I'm like, oh God, I feel bad for the banker guy that had to sit in front of them, for the hearing and understand what he was saying.
But, but that's the thing. The Democrats don't want. It's like they don't care. They just want somebody who's a puppet. That's why I like Vivek, because Vivek says all Biden is a puppet for the managerial class. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's just a puppet. He is a puppet. And this is why I say, like I said, I'm torn between Vivek and Trump, although I'm still in the Trump camp. It's that those two guys appeal to me because Trump is still an outsider. You know how? You know how he's not establishment? Because if he was establishment, they wouldn't be going after him that hard. So he couldn't run again.
at heart, and that proves to you that he's not establishment.
He's a threat to their power.
How hard they're going after him. Some crazy stuff is too. Biden is a puppet. He is a puppet because I just was reading how they're hiding the White House sign-in logs. Hiding them there, and you're not allowed to see them, and that's unprecedented. And I've heard who's been at the White House almost every day, Susan Rice.
You saying are we making connections to Obama? You think Obama's running, or you think Susan's running it?
You start getting more involved again. See,
I don't know if Obama or who's running, but I just heard that Susan Rice has been seen there a lot lately. So who knows? You know, he might just be the puppet, and the real folks are pulling the strings.
It's just crazy, man. Like, bottom line, we need to, no matter how or this Republican primary, goes, I think it's going to be a rematch. I think it's going to be a rerun of 2016. Yeah. I think he's going to start burning people down. And I think eventually they're going to start firing back. It's going to get ugly.
I don't think you had nobody. I don't think the GOP has nobody to even, look at the numbers. I really thought DeSantis had a chance, but I'm looking at these poll numbers and damn, Trump just is killing them. And it's just his charisma, the energy. I mean, you better come strong. DeSantis better come strong. He's not entertaining. He ain't funny. I was watching not saying that's the reason I'm not voting for him, but I was watching some. A news reporter said Trump already got names. What do you call him? The sanctimonious or something.
Right.
And DeSantis is still just being like the choir boy. You're gonna get ate alive. They said if the poll, if the primary between them was today, Trump would kill him. And I hear he's supposed finally. He had us waiting. The end of this month, we should be getting a conference of him, declaring for his presidency race. Right. Ron DeSantis in the Met.
But see, you know what? And this is maybe a little bit humor, half not, half is. But that's why I think I'm afraid that I don't want Chris Christie to run, because DeSantis is too Florida. Christie, he ain't gonna win, but he's gonna be Chris Christie. And I thought he was gonna be Chris Christie in 2016 when he ran against Trump, but he didn't. But I feel like now you hear him, he's anti-Trump now. I think he's just gonna go full in. And I think Trump will handle it, but I think Christie's gonna bring up certain things that it's gonna make people like how he did to Rubio.
He gonna handle it, and I'm gonna help Trump out. Trump always assigns a nickname to somebody. I'm gonna help Trump out, and we're gonna have Krispy Kreme.
Like that. I like that. Hey, I can hear it. And the former governor of New Jersey, Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme. Big guy. We're the big guy.
Hey, since we're on jokes now, I just got to say one thing. Since the election is coming up and all, when Biden's in town, make sure your wives and children aren't around.
Hiding from Biden. You ain't lying, Rob. My friend, she had a shirt. She went to a Trump rally, and her 10-year-old son had a shirt said "Hiding from Biden," and they loved it because the man is a creep. You've seen
that?
It
sure is, man.
The press conference. All the 10 and 15, or all the 10 under kids come with me in the White House. What?
I know. And real quick,
those pictures. Oh
yeah, when he's like grabbing a little girl's breast, and
who smells a teenager, a little kid like that?
You saw the girl. What's his name? Senator Coons from Delaware, when he was getting inaugurated, or when Biden was swearing him in, he tried to kiss his daughter, and his daughter's just like,
"Hey, we need to see those Epstein logs real quick."
Yeah, absolutely. It's that Ted. I hate to say it, I know he's a Republican. It's like that Ted Cruz feel. Ted trying to kiss his daughter, saying, "It's just it's awkward." But Biden does, something wrong with him. But yeah, man, we got to get involved, man. We got to continue to fight that good fight. We can't give up.
Right, exactly, man. Like we certainly do, brother. We really do. Hey, Rob, you got anything else for Darwin before we let him go?
I did want to get your opinion on one thing real quick. We are a little bit over the time, but I think that's fine. One thing I wanted to ask you real fast was, what is your stance on the transgender thing going on right now with them trying to get teachers to teach about, the issue in schools? And, if you feel like you're a boy, then you're a boy. Feel like you're a girl, or, vice versa to, boys and girls, telling them that they feel a certain way. They should just be open about it and express it.
Rod, brother, we all, if I'm mistaken, we all have kids.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've made out okay not learning about anal sex in school. I made okay without having a transgender come in and do story time to me. And like I said, I don't care what people do in their personal time, in their spare time. That's their prerogative.
Yeah.
When you start trying to shove it down innocent kids' throats and trying to indoctrinate them on this stuff, it's just ludicrous.
Yep. It's sick.
It's sick. It's sick fine. And then y'all have, like I said, it was so bad. I'm glad our people fought back on this, Sean, in New Jersey, that Murphy had to scale back on that, curriculum being taught in our
Right.
schools. Because we ain't gonna have Mama Dads, Mama Bears, and Papa Bears. We ain't gonna let that go down. And
Democrats or Republicans.
yeah, I don't want my kid learning about that. I don't need him learning about no trans and this and that. Don't shove it down our throat.
Yeah, not at all.
Us shoving down, straightening down their throat and saying this all week. It's preaching to them. It's a man and a woman. That's it. Ain't no other gender. You can't identify as what you identify. I don't have a daughter. I'm sure y'all I don't know if y'all have, but you got these guys identifying as women and trying to use the same damn bathroom as your daughter or a female. Hell no.
No, I got daughters. So, I mean, if I see that in public, I'll be honest with you. If I see that in public, you're a man dressed like a woman, you could take me to jail, homie. Go ahead. I'll take you to that bathroom.
Just like that one high school kid, I think it was a year or two ago, like he was saying he was transgendered. So they let him use the girls' bathroom, but then he ended up raping some of the girls in the high school.
No.
Yeah, you raping up some of the girls in high school, and you right, Rod. Shit, you got daughters. You seeing somebody? I know you ain't letting that happen. Some weirdo because he identified.
No.
But you gonna identify with this damn beatdown?
Oh hell yeah!
Right,
Hell yeah.
right.
That's definitely something I would do. My wife's always telling me, she's like, you gotta think more logically. I'm like, nah. Listen, when it comes to that, my fist in this dude's face, that's logical.
That's logical. Like, come on, and that's why, like Sean said, who coming up with these policies? I don't care what you identify. At the end of the day, you're a man, and at the end of the day, you're a woman.
Right.
Exactly.
And that transgender stuff, that curriculum, what was it? CRT, Sean?
Yes. No, I forgot what it was called out here.
CRT, yeah,
not CRT, not CRT. It was something else.
Some of it's called. But yeah, they pushing that, that kind of curriculum here, and it's all through this country, as you know, Rod, out there as well.
Yeah, they tried pushing it here too.
I try to push it. Keep fighting against that, because no kids need to be. That shouldn't be brought on no kids. I mean, and the parents that support it, they got mental issues themselves. I saw one daughter to the transgender giving her daughter dollar bills to put it in the transgender bikini.
Yeah, the G string. Yeah, bro.
What the hell is wrong with people, man?
I said, what the hell? And it's a man. You can't cover that up. You looking at him, damn, he's 6'3" with heels on and stuff with the
Adam's apple sticking out.
Because it's a cult.
I said, damn. So yeah, that's you. That's my opinion on that. It's wrong.
Yep. No, I'm with you on that, like 110% for sure. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. If you want to be trans, that's fine. You can go ahead and be trans, be you, be all you can be, but don't bring it to school. Don't try pushing it on us. And especially don't be out there, a dude trying to go into a female's restroom saying, well, I identify as a woman. Well, you're about to identify getting your ass whooped too. So I hope you like that.
Right.
And then that's what's going to that's going to come about. Just like playing in women's sports. Come on now.
Oh, like a UFC fighter that was a trans that beat the hell out of the girl and gave her a concussion.
I saw that. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was like a couple years ago. Like he broke her face and gave her severe concussion.
That should have never been allowed.
Look at the swimming going on in college. Women's are swimming and the man's swimming. Now, y'all, you know what? Y'all freaks want to have your own league, make it, and y'all all can participate in that league.
Yep.
Or whatever, whatever they want to race in and swim in or basketball in. But how y'all gonna come in these women's sports and because they dominate? It's like us playing. Of course we gonna win.
Right. It's crazy. It is crazy, man.
They can make their own league and call it the mentally ill camp, whatever.
But hey, Darwin, hey, brother, I really do appreciate you on. I appreciate you doing a little overtime, 14 minutes overtime with us, man. Like, best of luck to you. I hope your consulting business gets off the ground. Hey, text me if you've been trying to hit me up. It's a little personal note. You've been trying to hit me up on Facebook. Both my Facebooks, there's something wrong with it. So
Okay.
just text me. I haven't been on there like months, so just send me a text, man. That's the best way to get a hold of me. If there's another Trump rally or any Republican for that matter, rally going on or a little meet and greet, please let me know.
I'm gonna reach out to you now, Sean, because you are back in town. You know Scott Pressler?
No.
He's a big GOP young kid he goes around the country getting people registered to vote. He has an event coming up next Tuesday. But I'm gonna send you all that information, see if you can make it down and meet him. Nice, another smart kid, Republican. He goes around the country and just getting people to register to vote Republican because that helps as well.
That's perfect, man. Like anything, whether it's a Jack meet and greet, any type of candidate meet and greet, even if it's not a statewide thing, let me know, man. I like to be involved, and I haven't really been active on the ground in about a decade. So
definitely
just let me know whatever's going on, brother.
Will do. Sean and Rod, I thank y'all for having me on. I hope y'all podcast kick and boom. I hope y'all up there with damn Joe Rogan on it. So good luck.
God appreciate you coming on.
And reach out anytime you want me to come on. We have a great dialogue together. So
yes, sir. Oh, we'll be in touch again for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. All right. Well, once again, that's Darwin Cooper. We appreciate you, brother. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm your host, Rod.
And we appreciate you guys listening in. God bless, and you all have a wonderful day.
Take care, fellas.
All right.